So this is a video for the Browning BPS 20-inch 12-gauge shotgun pump action, and I would have given $100 to have this video because there is nothing on the internet for it. It's kind of an obscure shotgun brand. You can see everything, and this is the safety. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take everything apart, and I'm going to put everything back together. And it's going to just explain how to do that, okay? So first of all, what you're going to do is you see these little pins here. You're going to pop them out. What I do is I take like a little Lego piece or something, and I take like a hammer, and I like pop them out. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to unscrew the magazine right here. And so what you're going to do is you're going to unscrew this top part right here, and you just keep coming off, and eventually it'll pop off. And you can clearly see there's the threads in the screw. Now you're going to keep that here, and what you're going to do is you're going to take off the barrel. You just pull up, okay? And keep this to the side. You will need the barrel. Okay, so now you've got the deconstructed barrel off. Everything still works. Now the next thing what you're going to do is you're going to take like some sort of pin or some sort of like thing that you're going to take a hammer, and you're going to basically pound this right here. These two things, these are pins that hold it all together. And they'll come out. It won't break the gun at all. And yeah, so I'm going to cut the video and do it. You're basically going to lay it on some sort of table like this, take it, and then take a hammer and just tap it out, okay? Okay, I'll be right back. So, now you've got the two pins, both of them. One's slightly smaller than the other. And keep these off to the side. And now you've got the holes through. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to slowly pop it like this down. And a little thing will pop out, of course. And then you're going to pull this down and out. I will give you a detailed image of this trigger guard in a minute. Now that, what you just saw, you will pull out. There's two of them. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull them both out. And so I'm going to take them out now. That's the one that just fell out. And this is the one that stayed in. And it can help if you pull the pump in as if you're cocking back a new round, and you pull them both out. So you've got this little thing here, which has a little hole in it, and you've got these two here. Both of them are individual. One of them is slightly different, but they both do the same thing. And you've got the trigger guard. I will give you a detailed thing on what to do, not do, in case you mess up like I did. And yes, now you can clearly see that we've got all the firing pin stuff out, or the trigger guard. Now the next step is to pull out the bolt. Now the bolt falls out like that. This thing basically grabs a new round from the magazine and puts it into the barrel. These two are the bolt, and I will go into how to put it back together. Just for an example and reference, this grabs the round, and this little hole there is the firing pin. You've got two. It's perfectly natural for them to fall apart. Perfectly natural, don't panic. So, you'll lay them off to the side. Okay, now you've got the pump thingamajigger. I don't really know what to call it, but okay. That is your almost completely taken apart from the spring in the stock, which that's pretty much self-referenced, and there is a YouTube video on how to do that and plenty of information. Now, I'm going to give you a detailed example of what the trigger guard and everything looks like, because this really got me, okay? So, first off, here is the trigger guard. Now, this pin goes through, and if I hold the pin and I pull the trigger, which is recommended to avoid, it will fire. That just gives you, do not do that unless you already know what you're doing. Now, this pin, which holds the ejector lever, holds the two springs. Now, if you see this little casing thing right here, this thing, it goes along the end, and what you're probably wondering is, where does the spring go? Now, the spring goes under that one right here, and it's going down there. You can very finely see how to do it. So, I will take it apart just for educational purposes. Ordinarily, I would never do this. Okay, let me slowly take it apart. Now, I'm going to be right back. Warning! Do not do this unless you've already done it. This is simply so that you know what to do if you did this on accident like I did in the past. I highly recommend that you do not do this. This is simply how to fix it if you did it on accident. So without further ado, we can get back to the video. Okay. I think you can zoom in if you need to. But this is what to do if the pin falls out and what it looks like. Okay, so you're going to slowly take this pin, and that spring will flick out. This is what the spring looks like. It's not the end of the world if it pops out. Just breathe, and you'll get through it. Now, you come here, and if you look closely, you can see how this works. Hopefully you were fiddling with it yourself, but I'll explain how to do that more. Now, if you pull and take this little pin out, which you're hopefully not needing to, but this is how to fix all the spring system. What you're going to see is you have this casing, which I showed you earlier. Now, you're going to take this out, and you see how these two go? You see how this is? It's very fine little springs, and you got these little pins running through them. Now, I'll slowly take it all apart. So you've got these two, and you've got little pins inside, they come out. Now, finally, what you've got is you can kind of look in there, and these are all the angles. Now, let me grab my thing that I can point at. This will help you. So this, as if this is this spring here, is going to be facing like this, and it's going to be pushing like up. And then the other one is going to wrap around, and it's going to go facing down, pushing down like there. Down. Kind of where this little thing connects into. Here. I don't think I can pull it out, nor do I want to. But that gives you the brief explanation on how to. And I'll give you close-ups. These two holes here, here, and here, those are where these long pins come in. Now, it's very important that you remember that the T goes up, and the small little pointy bit goes down. Okay, now you're basically going to do a reverse. And how I do this is I usually keep these two here, and I put them in. And then I connect them to what I call the hammer. And you can see those two little, you see those two little holes right there? There and there. There's two of them. You put them there and there, holding it in. And you're going to put that little hole, goes through here. See how there's that hole there? And then the big pin, this one, goes through. So, I'm going to quickly do that, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so just for reference, you put it in between this casing, and the hammer is in. Now, you're going to take the bigger, thicker one with the half moon, kind of, and you're going to put it through this hole, and it's all going to go through. I'm going to quickly do that, and then I'll go back to the video. Okay, now you can see I put the pin through, and now we've got a fulcrum, kind of, like with the pin, and the springs make it difficult. Now you do have that, but it will not go, because this spring here is not activated. This is what gave me the hardest trouble, because I could not find anything on the internet on how to do it. Now, I do need to fire this, and what I usually do is I take this, and I just pull back the spring. Now, don't do this. This is only for explanations. This could break it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, boom, fired. Don't do that unless you have to. Okay, now, this is going to be kind of hard to explain, but I promise I'll make it as easy as possible. So you see how this is here, this hole? This goes all the way through to the other side and is where our ejector lever is connected. Now, avoid pulling this apart if you don't have to, but that's why I'm here. So this spring, you'll kind of see, has a slightly longer and a slightly shorter length. The longer part goes right here. The shorter part will basically double back to be like this. Like push. You see this? Ready? Kind of like go like that, okay? So, what you're going to do is you're going to put this thing here, and what helps me is I put it slightly through, and you've got to get the frame in. Do you see how the frame is not is not lined up properly? Here, right here. So you got to get this hole to go there. So what I do is I press it like this, and I pull this back slightly, and I struggle with it a little bit, and I move it up and down and there. And it won't be perfect, but you'll get that. I'm going to mess with this, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so now you can clearly see that I've got the hammer cocked in. I've got this thing in here, and I got these springs. There is pressure, and it's working. Now, do you see how this line is here? You're going to take it out, but only partially. What you're going to do is you're only going to remove it enough so you can get this spring in here. And you're going to take it and maybe only retract it like this much. Keep it in this casing, because it does make it difficult. Now, I'll just do that on camera because I can. And then I might have to do everything else off. So you can see I'm barely pulling it out. And you can see it's really putting pressure on it. And you're going to take the longer end, and you're going to put it like here. And you're going to put the shorter end like here. And you're going to fold them onto each other. So I'm going to do that off camera. Okay? Bye. Okay, so now I've got the spring in, and I just got to put this pin through. Here, let me grab this. I got to get this pin through here, here, the spring, here, and here, and the ejector lever. And you can kind of see, just for reference, you got the spring here, and you got the spring kind of in the pan of this frame here and here. It's almost like a frame inside of a frame. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then we will reassemble the socket. So you can clearly see that the pin is going through all of them, and this is just for avoid doing this when at all possible, but you take this and you cock it back, and make sure if you do end up doing this, you hold this pin here or else it all blows up. And you can see this is going up. You've got the pin, and if you pull the trigger, it will go off. Boom. Keep that pin in there, though. Okay. Now what we're going to do, you do have to recock it to put it all together. Now we start the assembly. Now, I'll get to you in a second. Now, just for reference, you've got the stock, the magazine, these two. You've got the ejector lever, which we will put right here, and it goes over the pin there. You've got the magazine cap, these two pins, this thing that you cock back, the barrel, the two parts of the bolt, and the funnel, and hopefully a sling. Okay, now we gotta reassemble it all. Okay. I did forget to add that you've got this little thing here with the little hole, and what you're gonna do is you're going to take this, and let me put my camera on a prop up. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this, and you're pretty much going to put it in line with this hole. Let me do that real quick. You're gonna put it in line with this hole, and you're going to put it here, and this is what this small hole here is going to be. There. And you're going to line it up on the inside, and then you're going to take the smaller one of those two pins, and you're going to drive it through all three. The frame, that little tube thing, and this big metal thing. Okay? Okay. Just a good reference is when the gun is like this, what you're going to do is you're going to pretty much put this like here and put it in like that, okay? And this can go up and down. Just figured I'd point that out. Okay, so now you can clearly see we've got this little thing right here. And what you're going to do next is you're going to take the fore end and you're going to slide it kind of like this right into it. Right there. And you're going to need to put these two notches, see them? Right in there. And all the way in. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to take the bolt, and you see how there's the fork, and then you have the bullet extractor. You're going to have them going opposite ways. So you're going to take this, and you're going to put them on top, and you can see it pops up this. See that? Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so now we got to put it into the gun. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to have this here cocked all the way back this way, and you're basically going to find the groove, and it'll go in. Now, there is two of them, and you put them on each end, and it can be a little bit tricky. Heck, this whole thing can be a little bit tricky, but you put them all in and hold them with your fingers, and as you slide this back, this will come in and lock them in. It won't be permanently locked, but it will make it slightly easier to keep them in place. And boom, there. Now you can clearly see them there. The next thing you gotta do is do the trigger assembly. I've already done parts on how to put it all together, but what you've got to make sure you do is you see this thing, that kind of like half moon, have it facing here. You gotta take it and have it facing with the line. So like this. Hold on. Boom. You see how it's going with the line. Okay. And what you're going to do is you've got to keep this here. You got to keep the ejector. And you got to keep that pin in. And all you got to do is basically put it upside down. And at a slight angle, maybe a 30-degree angle, what you're going to do is put it into kind of this groove right there. Okay? So, I will hold this, and what you do is you basically put it in like this, and you try to slip it down in like that, okay? I need to do two hands, but that gives you an example on how to do it. Okay, so now you can clearly see we've got the accent on, we've done those two grooves in, and we've hit the pins in. So now we've got this. Now all we gotta do is take the barrel of the gun, and you're going to take this little loop here and face that way. Obviously you got your little bead and you got your little hole. Now you're gonna feed this through here so that the top part is going this way and the beads on the top. And you basically put the magazine into the hole, and you like this, and then you take this cap and you screw it on here. And just to make sure that it's firing properly or working properly, I usually will put it on safety. I'll obviously make sure it's empty. I'll put it on safety and I'll try to pull the trigger. It won't do anything. And then I'll take it off safety and you'll listen for the click. There. So then I cock it back to make sure it's working. And I look in here to make sure it's all working properly. You see how you can see the funneling system? And then you cock it back up again. And I try a few more times. Just a few dry fires. You don't need to do too many. And there you go. You've got your shotgun. There you go. You simply just put the sling on this point here and this point here. Now, I'm not a gunsmith. I'm not good at this. It took me like 30 minutes to do this all, but just a bare explanation on how to do it properly. Okay, bye. I hope you guys enjoyed the Browning BPS shotgun example. I hope you like, subscribe, send to a friend or family, comment on my video on how it helped you. If it did help, please support the channel, watch some of my other videos, and have a great day, guys. See you around.